think about technology, one of the shifts that's happened in life is there used to be a time in life when, there would be a 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9. Your 9 to 5 would be about work, your 5 to 9 would be about life. Those two have got all mashed up and messed up, right? We carry our work back with us into the 5 to 9, and then we are doing life during 9 to 5. It's one life, right? It's one life, and we've got all these different tools, and we're just trying to keep up. Design leadership at this time is really about taking charge. It's about taking charge and providing new models of interaction in the world. Go back exactly 100 years, there was an important manifesto by another important thinker, Adolf Loos, a young Austrian architect. He comes to the US. He comes from a world that's really neoclassical. He writes this, he sees this, he comes to Chicago, and he sees this world that is about, something new is happening. He's inspired, and he writes this manifesto that's called Ornament and Crime, which eventually becomes the document that becomes the birthplace of modernism. Again, the turn of the last century, full of invention. Flight has just been invented, right? The next year after that, plastic is invented. The year after that, stainless steel and unbreakable glass. So it's just, just like our times. It's just this time full of invention. And he writes this manifesto. And this manifesto, the key part of this is there are these new technologies being created, and they happen to be one of the physical world. And we have to see them with clear eyes of the new and not make them shaped in the old. The digital world. So what happened? About 30 years ago, there was this novel technology that was born, right? It was so strange. We hadn't encountered anything like that. And for people to grapple with this, there was at Xerox PARC, and then at Apple and Microsoft, the whole notion of why don't we take this world of these kinds of novel technologies and use something that's familiar, a desktop metaphor, and then create that. And it made sense. It made this really alien technology understandable. But then as graphic technologies, display technologies, processors became more powerful, what happened? The desktop metaphor then started to get all three-dimensional. It started to get shadows. It started to get different materials, became glass, became stainless steel. It started having reflections, having transparency. And before we knew it, there was this world that was hyper-real. The big challenging part of it, not only was this fake hyper-real world, its close one-to-one relationship with technology actually starts to hobble the power of this amazing magical technology called software. Software is not limited by the rules of the physical world, but we have a metaphor that's not locked us into this place where it's really getting in the way, right? And we were in the same place. We were working on Windows Mobile, and we did this, and it was, when I look at it now, it's this completely overcooked, imitative piece of user interface, and it's kind of a wake-up call for us, saying, where are we going with this, right? Because really what we were doing is, this is the fake wood grain, right? We are in the era of the fake wood grain in digital technology, right? And it's really a moment to pause and say, when people have complex lives, when there are these amazing technologies, when people are grappling with 6 email accounts, multiple social accounts, barely keeping hold of their privacy, not sure what's safe, to be creating stylistic sort of painting veneers is really not the right response that design should be having, right? It is really about solving the real problem people have to deal with this amazing technology.